I'm the judge. What are you gonna do? Good job. Okay.
How's it going? How are you? Good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good night. How this will happen is you will, when you begin speaking, we will actually start the timer. Your minimum is 3, your maximum is 4. When you get to 3 minutes and have 1 minute remaining, I'll lift up the card to give you the sign that you're almost there.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good morning. It's a true honor to stand here today and speak about the power of being an educator. To me, teaching is more than a profession. It's a responsibility to engage with students in a way that makes a lasting impact. A great teacher doesn't just deliver information. They inspire curiosity, foster a supportive learning environment, and continuously challenge students to reach their fullest potential. Today, I want to share with you a story that brings these ideas to life. A story that consists of my full circle moment in my journey as a student and now as a rising educator. As a 3rd grade student, I was fortunate enough to be in the classroom of a remarkable teacher, Mrs. Holt-Taylor. Mrs. Holt-Taylor didn't just teach subjects like science and social studies, she ignited my curiosity. I remember being absolutely captivated by the world around me, learning about rocks, rainforests, water conservation, and so much more. Every single day, I couldn't wait to see what we would learn about. It was Mrs. Holt-Taylor's passion, her energy, and her genuine excitement about these topics that drew me in. She didn't want us to just memorize facts. She wanted us to discover the world, to ask questions, and to appreciate the thrill of learning new things. She nurtured my love for learning, especially in subjects like science, and is definitely the reason why the majority of my high school electives were science-based courses. But more than the academic content, what truly stood out to me in Mrs. Holt-Taylor's class was how she made each of us feel. She encouraged me to be myself and to explore my interests without fear of judgment. She created an environment where every student was valued, where we were not just learners, but also individuals with unique perspectives. I felt safe and valued in her presence. It was in her classroom that I began to realize that learning was more than just completing work. It was truly about the excitement of discovery. 8 years later, I find myself back in Mrs. Holt-Taylor's classroom, but this time as an intern. It's almost surreal to walk in as a future educator, standing in the same space that once fostered my own love of learning. I'm observing the impact she has on her students now, but through a completely different lens. As an intern, I am learning from her, not only in terms of lesson planning and classroom management, but also how she continues to cultivate that same curiosity and joy of learning that she instilled in me all those years ago. The way that Mrs. Holt-Taylor engages with her students is nothing short of magical. She makes them feel seen, heard, and valued, and her impact is profound. Being in this classroom now, in this role, has made me realize the power of being an educator in ways I never fully understood as a student. As I continue my journey into my education, I carry with me the lessons that I learned from Mrs. Holt-Taylor. Lessons about nurturing confidence, fostering creativity, and believing in the potential of every student. I'm incredibly grateful for my full circle moment, the chance to return to the classroom that once shaped my love for learning and to see firsthand the impact of a truly great educator. And it's with that same spirit, the same passion, and the same belief in every student's potential that I hope to carry forward with me in my own teaching career. Thank you.
I forgot to pick the card up, I'm sorry. But you were at 353, so you were good. 353. You guys want to go first? Whomever wants to go first.
I will go then.
Okay.
I loved there were no ums. You paused and you were confident with it wherever you were. I also love the personal story, the bringing that the reader into your life to understand what that was. I think just little nitpicky things because it was so well. Just watch your stance. I was looking at body language and I could tell your nerves, your toes pointed in.
And you
Get that-
crossed your legs at
Yes,
one
and you
point.
cross your legs, just power stance. Yes.
I was wondering. I was like, I
Yeah.
always do this. Like, I always.
Yeah.
And you can walk, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you naturally walk. You're going to stand in front of the podium anyway, probably knowing you. You can kind of take steps, which will help with that fidgeting and also make you more like on the stage, sort of.
Okay.
And the last little bit, let the personality come out. I saw it a few times. Let the personality come out. It's
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I said quite a few of those things. I also said you made great eye contact. At first you were looking us all in the eyes, and then I noticed it kind of like ranged above our heads, which I always do that. I said your confidence was great, and I had written down like what an awesome full circle story, and then like 2 seconds later you had said what a full circle story moment, and I thought that was just awesome. You had a great tone of voice with the same thing. Whenever you want to make a little comment or be more personable with like your personality coming through it all, that would be awesome. And then same thing, pausing to find your place. You did a great job doing it in a confident way without drawing more attention to it.
Okay. Thank you. That
Yeah.
helps.
I said great pausing when you needed to, and I liked your pacing too. It was easy to understand you, and I think your wording was really good and it was impactful, and I can still remember some of the phrases that you made.
Lots of same things. I actually commented as well on your smile. I feel like your smile shines through your eyes as a person in general, and I could see that coming through you today as you were speaking, especially at certain moments. I love the pun, and I don't know if it's intentional, but you said as a rising educator, because of the whole educator rising. Yeah, you're like, I totally did that on purpose. But I don't know if they'll catch it or not, but I was like, oh, that's a nice little pun. It's my former English teacher and me. Your smile shines through and pulls us in. Keep practicing, of course, listening to your voice memo that we've talked about. I actually thought that, so when Brandy mentioned you go above, I thought that when you started looking, because there'll be the audience in there because it's an open competition, I think that when you actually started focusing on the audience versus the judges, I feel like that's when you really like honed it.
I agree, and I came in here knowing that like it's a much closer environment than like the auditorium that I'll be in when I'm competing, and it's definitely harder knowing that you guys are like 5 feet away from me.
Yeah, so just, I would, when you start, I would initially just start speaking to the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't even pay attention to your judges, they're just another member of your audience.
Okay.
Because I feel like as soon as you started doing that, I was like, oh man, she is like in the zone now.
Yeah.
I also love the things like lens, cultivate, those types of phrases. I think those are very thought-provoking and powerful words.
Thank you.
So I think you did good.
Good job.
Good job.
And we are going to make sure that Miss Holt Taylor gets it.
Yes, I'm gonna email her.
She still doesn't know that she wrote her speech about her. I said, don't you worry. She'll be getting the video. She'll get the YouTube
You
link.
have to tell her.
Yes, for
Brandy
sure.
has never told her mentor that her story.